Another day and another Henry. And like all Henrys before this Henry, he arrived in Trosky with Hans' cape on. A little fist fight broke out. And before he knew it, he was stuck in the pillory. Oops. Hans left as he always does, leaving my Henry alone in the world. Alone and without a mission to make this playthrough worthy of crafting into a video. I saw this shitty stick for sale to Carpenter and had this thought. Can you beat Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 with a stick? Now that was an absolute banger of a title. But, I don't know. That's more or less already been done with a wooden sword that shares the same terrible damage stats. My Henry needed a goal that was much more esoteric. He wandered some more, looking for a purpose, when he noticed the woman he accidentally smacked during the brawl, hoeing her cabbage. He figured an apology was in order, so he approached. But as he drew near... And with that, I dropped Bianca's ring on the floor, along with the 5 sacred cabbage. What? Visions from my past Henrys started flickering in his head. Sacred cabbage, lead me to my destiny. Oh no, oh my. This woman wasn't a mere mortal, but an earthly entity of the 5 sacred cabbage. And as the entity drew closer, Henry felt his pulse thump harder and harder and harder until they became one. For he had been recruited by the 5 sacred cabbage as one of their warriors, and for his trial to prove his worthiness as a mortal representative of the cabbage kind was to accumulate not 1, not 2, not 5, but 500 unhomed cabbages! Now I know what you're thinking. 500 cabbages? Pfft, that's easy, you loser. Just keep playing the game normally and keep buying cabbage with all the wealth you get by selling like 1 piece of plate armor. Well, not so fast, buddy. The cabbage warrior doesn't walk the modern path of such instant gratification. The cabbage warrior is closer to that of a vagrant monk, or a raccoon, or a hippie who doesn't believe in capitalism that you find digging in your garbage thinking it's a raccoon.
Are you the boy that cleans the pit under the castle shitting hole?
I'm no latrine cleaner.
Oh, sorry. It's just that you smell like one.
The path to cabbage enlightenment is a humble one that is not without challenges. This means that there are a few rules that my Henry must abide by. The Cabbages teach that coins are a corruption of man and should be shunned as much as possible. Thus, no groschen shall ever be plucked while looting, and trading must be done via bartering of goods in which no coins exchange hands. But the cabbage understands that in this society, some services cannot be bartered for goods, so in these cases, coin may be used. But Henry can only use coin that has been forcibly given to him by NPCs for completing their quests. Whatever else Henry needs must be acquired by honorable looting, or taking what is free for the taking, or via the aforementioned 0 coin barter. Honorable looting, as the cabbage warrior is mostly chaotic lawful, so anything that can be grabbed via the loot or pickup prompts are acceptable, but anything behind the rob or steal prompt are not to be touched. The cabbage does not stab, nor does the cabbage slice. But if you hit a man in the face with a cabbage hard enough,
my god, oh well.
They will feel that blunt damage. So for a cabbage warrior to find grace, he must only use weapons that represent these traits of the cabbage, which means nothing that does any stabbing or slicing damage may be wielded. And to honor the hoes of the cabbage caretakers, the cabbage warrior may only use weapons that require 2 hands to handle. Such an amazing coincidence that the way of the cabbage warrior will still allow me to use that with a stick concept. Praise be to the 5 sacred cabbage! But as the 2-handed stick is pure, other weapons are not. So no self-respecting cabbage warrior will ever loot such weaponry in the wild. Let them rot in the earth where they fell to the stick. Henry can craft and trade sharp weapons from the materials he finds. Let the miscreants have those silly things so they too may eventually fall to the stick. Any clothing or armor acquired from the fallen may be worn by the cabbage warrior. But as they are pretty much hobo adjacent, No effort should be made to repair this gear. Only the stick may be maintained, for the stick is life. Once the wearable reaches 0 durability, it must be discarded immediately. So say the Cabbage. And I'll be taking this pilgrimage in hardcore mode, which means I'll have a reduced HUD, no fast travel, no direction markers on the compass, and no indicator of my position on the world map. I'll also be taking all of the negative traits except for the following. Somnambulance. The sleepwalking trait. I've already done a playthrough with this trait, and I find it the most fun when the map is new to me, and kind of annoying otherwise. Bashful. Because, well, something you may not know. Cabbages fuck. And so are the Cabbage warriors allowed when they have some coin to spare. And finally, bad back. Bad back reduces Henry's carry capacity by 50%. Now each head of Cabbage in KCD2 weighs 1.4 pounds, so to collect 500 of them, I'll need the capacity for 700 pounds of Cabbage. So I don't want to cripple Henry's carrying capacity, as I'm also forbidding the use of the unlimited capacity player chest for this run. And to spice things up a little bit more, I'll also be pursuing the Lent achievement. More on that later. Any more nuance I have around this run I'll bring up when relevant, for it is time for my Henry to find his destiny! The first order of business for my Cabbage Henry is to get properly kitted out. A basic kit requires 2 things, a stick and a haircut. Yeah, a haircut. A Cabbage warrior should look the part, and this, whatever this is, isn't the part. But we'll need to wander over to Jellyhoff before we can concern ourselves with the haircut. The more important matter at the moment is to get a stick. The local carpenter has sticks on hands for a mere 3.3 groschen. So Henry set out to scrounge up 3.3 groschens worth of trade goods. A nest right on the edge of town provided enough groschen for a stick. If the carpenter was interested in feathers, that is.
Show me your wares.
The carpenter was interested in feathers, but my fresh Henry doesn't have the skills or reputation to trade them for full value. So he was 2.7 groschen short. An attempt at a 0 coin barter did, nothing but piss off the carpenter.
Never mind then. I'm done haggling with you.
So before I could have my stick, I was going to need to do some more scavenging outside of town. But this was to be a dual-purpose scavenging mission, as I also was without Savior Schnapps. And without Savior Schnapps, I was unable to quick save. So off Henry went looking for nettle, belladonna, and whatever else the carpenter might take on trade. There was some nettle hidden amongst some fool's belladonna right in town near the alchemist. Nice. In the forest nearby, I located some belladonna. I now had everything I needed to brew some Savior Schnapps, so I headed back to town. Near the alchemy table, I found a copy of the recipe for the Artemisia potion, which was free for the taking. So taking I did. This is also a good point to dump a few more rules here. In KCD2, so long as one has the internet, they can just go and look up the recipe for every goddamn potion in the game. The in-game recipe is not required to brew any potion. But my Henry doesn't have access to the internet, so I'm only letting him brew potions that he actually has the recipe for. And furthermore, while selling potions is generally good money for other Henrys, the 5 sacred Cabbage forbid this. Herbs that Henry collects are only to be used as ingredients, and potions that Henry brews are only for his own use. Any unwanted potion he creates are to be given away freely on the ground. Ta-da! Henry has his first few save opportunities in his pocket. So off he went again, looking for things to trade for his stick. He found an egg, and then another egg, neither of which the carpenter wanted.
Put some clothes on, you scoundrel.
Then in this bag, he found some dried fish and another bag of dried meat. Cue the Lent discussion. Now, having been raised Wisconsin Catholic as a little boy, one thing that was never really explained properly to me was how replacing the garbage food we ate every day with a really good fish fry on Fridays was a sacrifice. So, raised with Lent basically meaning hamburger bad, fish good, I assumed that the dried fish would be safe to eat while preserving the Lent achievement. Wrong! I guess they did things a little more hardcore back in 1403. So what I did was take that fish and meat back to Troskovich and traded it in for some milk for Henry. Now I know what you're probably thinking. Just go have Henry blasting deer all day, then go trade up the deer meat for milk and cabbage. Challenge over. Wrong again. The second half of the Lent achievement is that thou shalt not kill critters. So that strategy is off the table. But also not killing critters doesn't seem to be as easy as one would think. See, way back at the beginning of the game when I was fighting Mikeshet Bojenas, I had to restart at least once because apparently I stepped on a rabbit or something and killed it. Oof. So I'm gonna have to be loading up that stat sheet on a regular interval to make sure I didn't squash a rat or anything without noticing. Fun.
Put some clothes on, you scoundrel.
I was just changing clothes. Right away.
Ah, here's another one. Rich pickings today. Ah! Ah!
Yeah, we're not going to talk to them right now.
Back in the forest and still stickless, I found an empty poacher's camp. In the camp amongst the meat and wine was also a marksman kit. I started back to the carpenter to see if he'd take it when I ran across this man.
Young man, come here.
So, to keep the vibe of Wisconsin Catholic Lent alive, I added one more rule where my Henry cannot resist any alcohol he sees or is offered. So when this man offered to drink with Henry, he obliged.
All right. Ugh. That was fucking disgusting. What? Oh. Fuck. What was in that drink?
When he came to, it was really dark out. I didn't have a torch yet, and in a moment of idiocracy, I didn't think to just wait until morning, so I started walking back to Troskovich to find a place to sleep. I didn't have any coin to rent a room, so I just made an attempt to sleep on an unpaid bed anyway.
Illegal sleeping.
If you want to be outside after sunset, you need a lit torch. That's the law.
I don't have a torch.
What are you doing lurking around without a light? Get a torch, or I'll put you in the stocks.
Buddy, I don't have a torch. You're being elitist. Is this a torch?
Give up.
I surrender.
Around here, it's customary to carry a light at night. He who walks without a light walks with the devil.
If you let me explain myself, you'll understand why I'm walking around here in the dark.
Go on then.
My torch had just gone out.
That's no excuse. You should have had a spare.
I did, but I couldn't light it.
I don't have time for that. I'll let you go without a fine. But next time, make sure you have a reliable light. Got it?
Jesus.
That's taken care of.
Whoa!
Off you go now.
So wait, whoa, buddy. Instead of arresting me, you get me all of my shit, and then you're like, I'm gonna arrest you, but then I talk you out of it, and you just give me a torch? Did it just magically appear in my face? Huh?
Do you want me to arrest you again, or what?
Huh?
You can't hang around here.
Yeah, shut up, dick. I got a torch now. I don't know where it came from.
I waited for the rest of the town to awake and hit up the carpenter once again.
Ow, you bitch.
Oh, jeez.
You're up early. What'll it be?
Now, as my Henry is still an absolute potato... that's right. This game is based in realism, and as the potato wouldn't make its way to this part of the world for like 200 more years, my Henry couldn't be an absolute potato. Sorry for the anachronism. Stop yelling! Now, as my Henry is still an absolute turnip, he was only offered 1/10 of the value on that marksman kit, which in this case was golden, as it, plus a few feathers, was all he needed to close the deal.
Many thanks.
The first step was complete. Henry had a stick! Next step would be to hike to the barber at the Jellyhoff Inn to price check a haircut, but not before side-tracking the Taco. I talked to Radovan and did the blacksmithing tutorial.
See the spots? That's the sign of a good strike.
This unlocked my very own sleep and save bed, along with my personal stash. Now I know I said I wasn't using the stash on this run to add to the challenge, and that hasn't changed. I just wanted it to grab the alluring reef from it so my Henry could be a pretty boy until he finds a helmet. I'll also be using the Radovan questline in this playthrough to get into the Samine wedding, so I talked to him again to get that questline going.
Can I ask you about that car?
What is it you need to know?
Alright, I'm on my way.
And then headed off towards Jellyhoff after chatting with the locals.
Go to hell!
With just a hop, skip, and cabbage toss outside of Takeoff, Henry spotted some bandits. Oh, his new stick yearned for its first blood, so he attacked.
Ah! It won't get me! Ah! Ha!
And died.
Die! Like it!
And died. And died. And, wait a minute, a third bandit? 2 bandits seemed a little beyond his skills, and 3 was definitely too much for my little Henry Turnip, so he crept through the forest to escape this threat. And in doing so, realized that the 3rd bandit wasn't actually part of the crew on the road, so Henry waited for the other 2 bandits to leave the area before once again giving his stick a feast of blood.
Nice one. Ah.
Kurva! I'm wounded! I'll kill you! No job!
Yes! The stick had been christened, and now Henry also had some semblance of armor to wear. Yay.
Hello, friendly boar. No, come back. I'm your friend. I'm not gonna kill you.
Henry completed the walk to Jellyhoff and went to go get a price check on the required haircut. 50 groshens! Oof! Given that this is one of those no barter services, he was gonna need to do some questing to get some coins. The innkeeper gave a few leads, but I wasn't sure if any actually rewarded coin. I don't really, do research or optimize my strategy very much for these runs, so I'm just rolling with the punches and whatever scant memories I can recall from my previous playthrough. So Henry wandered looking for any sort of work. He got a little tipsy and fell down a hill, injuring both of his legs in the process. But then, while bloodily hobbling back to civilization, Henry found his first unhomed cabbage, and then he found his second, and his third! Now the path to cabbage enlightenment has truly started. Along with the 3 cabbages, there was also a considerable cache of valuable spices and, 17 cheap wines. You know the rules, Henry. Waking up back in Takov, Henry traded the meat he pulled from that overturned cart for some veggies, and then had Radovan's wife cook him some hangover parsnips. I noticed that there was a quest marker back in Troskovich, so I sent Henry back to that town, leaping the entire time to train his vitality. And with this rank, I took the ascetic perk, which will allow Henry's veggies to keep him fuller longer. But that quest marker was all about some cumans hanging out at Betty's. Will this get me some coins for a haircut? I don't know, so I started it.
You fucking traitor!
After yet another Troskovich brawl, Henry did not receive any coin. But the cumans left their sausage on the table before leaving, so Henry picked those up for later bartering. One of the other quests Henry was on would have required 60 groschen to continue, so F that one. But the cumin quest had advanced to Henry needing to go to Samine, so Henry headed south. He stopped to pick some poppies and realized there was people in a nearby forest. But not friendly people, bandits! And they had metal armor. Henry could use some metal armor, but he didn't think he was skilled enough yet to take them on. However, he did just pass a caravan escorted by many angry-looking men.
It's a slaughter!
We'll finish this quickly.
on my own.
Yeah! Nicely. Go fuck yourself.
Mercy, leave me be.
Back on your feet! Now! We aren't done yet!
Who's at it?
Thanks to God and the Blessed Virgin.
That's right.
Get away with that weapon away.
One bandit got smart and made himself disappear, but the other idiot chased Henry and was cut down. Now Henry had some metal armor and a little more booze in his belly. He went back to loot the bandit camp and found some more goodies and a bunch of wine. Well, here we go again.
Sheathe that weapon immediately. Good. See? There's no need to be swinging a weapon around here.
He didn't pass out this time and was now well overburdened, which is fine actually, as walking around overburdened is a great way to train up that strength stat, and to Cabbage Max My Henry, I'm gonna need all that strength. But still half in the bag, Henry made it to Samine. Now I had forgotten that setting foot in Samine kicks off the next step of Radovan's quest, so that happened and Henry found himself in yet another fist fight. But the kicker about this quest is that once you inform Captain Gnarly and Lord Samine about the missing cart you're looking for, they decide they will set out the following morning to go look for it. Now you know how in a lot of games if someone tells you something is urgent and we must address it right away, they'll still just sit and wait while you go dick around for a month collecting gems or some shit. Well, they don't do that here. I learned the hard way in my previous playthrough that they will leave and do the mission without you if your skinny bohemian ass isn't in that courtyard the next morning. And I didn't want to miss this mission a second time.
I'll be glad to help you.
Oh.
Now during the cutscene, Captain Gnarly mentions that you don't have a horse and wouldn't be able to keep up on foot during the mission.
The fellas at the gate say you came here on foot.
Yeah, I did.
Christ above. And how are you going to ride with us? On the back of my saddle?
I figured I'd just run along behind you.
You could, but even with them young legs of yours, you'd hold us back. You're in need of a horse.
At this point, you're supposed to go to the stable outside and be reunited with your horse Pebbles. But since my Henry was still half in the bag and covered in blood, the incredible 1 charisma and 5 speechcraft he was rocking did him no favors, and he failed all the dialogue checks trying to get Pebbles back for free.
Look at me.
I am looking.
Take a good look.
I am.
And what you see?
A simpleton?
Fine. I'll buy her from you then.
Well, at least the game throws you a bone here and then allows you to just buy Pebbles for a paltry sum. But I don't think they were expecting very many broke asses such as myself to make it this far with no coin, so I had to walk away without Pebbles. So I took Henry into the Samine village hoping to find a way to make coin.
What'll it be, you bum?
That went as expected, so Henry went to bed ready to see if he was going to be abandoned for not having a horse. But as it turns out, either Old Man Gnarly doesn't know what the shit he's talking about, or he was just yanking Henry's pizzle, because from where I'm standing, Henry on foot is having absolutely no problems keeping up pace with those old fuckers. But we found the cart, we bonked some heads, and once again the stick got to feast on some blood in a 1v1. And for all those efforts, Old Man Samine gave Henry 80 groschen. Huzzah! Back to Jellyhoff for a haircut. Now that is a look to represent all cabbage kind with. Henry had gotten through his initiation and was now a full cabbage warrior, having collected his stick, haircut, and first 3 cabbages. Now I personally want to do most of the collecting in the Kuttenberg region, but that doesn't mean I'm going to speedrun my way out of Trosky. Oh no 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 no. The next major quest milestone is attending Olda and Agnes's wedding in Samine, and my Henry isn't going to show up until he can display a taste of his full cabbage prowess. So Olda and Agnes aren't getting married until Henry has 50 cabbages on hand to wow the guests. The time it takes to acquire 50 cabbage is going to give my Henry plenty of downtime to just do some side quests and grind out some stats. I ran around overburdened some more for skills. I trained with Master Tomcat to learn a few combos for my stick. Wow. And then I ran into those cumans I was looking for in Samine. It seems one of those cumans had the hots for a local nomad girl, but since they didn't speak the same language, Henry tried to channel the power of the cabbage to translate.
And just between you and me, your breath smells like a horse's arsehole.
What?
And failed spectacularly. Yeah, and then he got shit-faced with the cumans and didn't earn any groschen from that quest. Back to the grind. The grind was going well when a man at a campsite asked Henry to play a game of dice. Sure, what is a little bet of 25% of my wealth anyway?
Wagoners.
The two sat down and started to throw some bones when something interesting happened.
You're in for an ass kicking, you piece of shit!
Uh-oh.
You wanna try me? No match for us, fucker! Didn't expect that, you bastard! Show your stuff! Whoa! Good right!
What the fuck? Mayhaps the Cabbage are telling Henry that they don't approve of his gambling to acquire groschen. But speaking of cabbage, to reach my goal of 500 heads of cabbage, I don't expect to find them all out in the wild, being in a state where I won't be stealing them. I strategized that most of my cabbage acquisition will be done by periodically visiting the local cabbage shelters and adopting all they had before waiting for a resupply of more cabbage. And if I'm going to need 50 to wow the guests at the wedding, I figure I better start this strategy now. So I went to a nearby shelter and traded a bunch of beef for 5 unhomed cabbages, but this shelter also had a problem with a thief.
What did he take from you?
Cabbage.
Just cabbage.
Well, golly gee, can you think of anyone better to put on a case of cabbage theft than a cabbage warrior? I didn't think so. Henry was on the case. The Great Cabbage Trail yielded Henry an additional 30 heads of cabbage. Wow! And at the end of the trail was this man, the cabbage thief.
What do you want?
That's a lot of cabbage.
Well, so what? I like cabbage.
Henry asked him why he was stealing so much cabbage, and he confessed to turning it into sauerkraut. This made Henry see red. To desecrate the flesh of the sacred cabbage in such an unholy way? Oh, Henry wanted to end this man right there for such sacrilege. But he resisted the urge and instead reported the thief to the Troskovich bailiff.
You know how you complained about someone stealing the peasants' cabbages? I found him.
Where is he?
In a small valley by the lower Samine pond.
All right, I'll send someone to get him right away. Here's a little reward. I'm glad I can stop worrying about it.
Jesus hell, Henry! A 789 groschen reward! Oh, I'm glad to see that the secular world takes cabbage crimes as seriously as we do. With a fat purse and a job well done, better go blow some on something important.
I'd like to get to know one of your pretty bathmates.
My girls know how to make a fella happy.
Don't be afraid to tell me what you want next time.
And yes, I know that the cabbage trail will respawn after a few days, and no, I am not permitting myself to collect it more than that one time. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Peggy. Peggy, Peggy.
Mother of God.
Where the hell did that go?
And the body's been munched on by a pig. I found a stray pig.
Enough! I give up! Don't move, you whore son!
You killed him. But he let you go.
So what? He deserved nothing better.
With Pavlena safe and cabbaged, I plotted my next move. I was gonna take this new wealth and go get Pebbles back.
You haven't a chance.
If you have anything for sale, Nicola, I'd be happy to take a look.
That's what I like to hear. Take your pick.
En route, I met some refugees. One of them had a few more cabbage up for adoption, so Henry adopted 4 more. I made it back to Samine and put down the groschen for Pebbles.
Great. Pebbles is mine again.
The quest for 500 cabbage will very much exceed Henry's max carrying capacity, so a horse in their weird horse storage, however that works, will be required to reach this goal. And now that I have my horse, we need to talk about horse rules. 1. The horse may only be used to store cabbage. Any more would be a sign of excess, and the Cabbages disapprove of this. 2. When Henry has enough cabbage, Henry must have at least half of his carrying capacity occupied by those cabbages at all time. For what good is a cabbage warrior if he cannot make a glorious showing of his accumulated cabbage wealth at any time? And 3. No storing cabbage on the horse until Kuttenberg. Just because. My next plan of attack was to sit down and grind the shit out of alchemy until I hit rank 16. At rank 16, Henry can take the Secret of Secrets perk that allows him to brew top tier potions. But the potion I'm mainly after is the Fox potion, Henry quality. I have a lot of grinding ahead of me, and once this bad boy potion is juiced up to Henry level, it also grants a bonus 50% to experience gain for 2 days. A welcome buff, as the Numbskull Hardcore trait is slapping us with a 40% experience penalty. I bombed Pavlena with all those spices I found earlier in exchange for the Fox Potion recipe, but now I needed charcoal and St. John's wort to brew some up. Now the catch with the trading rule set I'm using here is that people who have goods to trade are typically only interested in certain types of goods related to their profession to take in return. So when I tried to trade with the tanner's wife for some charcoal, the only things she would take were some animal pelts, and one lousy dog skin wasn't close enough in value to complete the deal.
I'm done haggling.
This locked me out of haggling with her further, and not wanting to try to load up the cart with shit I don't need like one does trying to reach a free shipping threshold, I just left and went to Radovan, who had plenty of charcoal to barter with.
Very well then.
Now I just needed St. John's wort, and not wanting to deal with a million similar looking non-pickable yellow plants on the map, I needed to go find a known spot. And the best spot I knew of to find me some SJW, why back at old Barn Dog's garden.
I recently saw 2 vagabonds like that.
Where exactly did you come across them?
In the rocks above my cottage. Be careful if you go there.
Now maybe it was a little rude to just show up and take all his plants, so when he told me about some bandits in the area, I went and took care of them on his behalf.
Show your stuff! I'm gonna teach you a lesson. You won't get me.
Too slow! No, you...
What are you going to do with that corpse, you madman?
There, now we're even.
Would you like to throw some dice?
What game would you like to play?
Wagoners.
Let's play.
Curious about you.
Yeah, I'm really starting to think the Cabbage don't want Henry to be dicing.
It's good for you. Pickled cabbage drives out the black bile and puts your fluids in balance.
The f you say? But can I jump it? Oh my god.
I came across these 3 men robbing graves and found some Bane potion in their sack. This made me wonder, can you beat a poison into a man with a stick?
You want to try me?
See it? I think I'm going to puke. I must have eaten something.
That food must have been spoiled.
Fuck this! I'm not getting myself killed!
No, you don't.
Yes, you can beat a poison into a man with a stick, but this maneuver felt cheap and didn't sit well with Henry, so he called upon the Council of Cabbage to weigh in. The Cabbage agreed that it was a cheap maneuver and shouldn't be used in the future. They forgave him for this incident since he had the courage to speak up, but they also told him to take that ridiculous thing off. No honorable representative of the Cabbage should ever cower behind a mask to hide their identity.
I did not want to drop all those, god damn it. Do not step on that mouse, Henry.
Henry then visited the last grocer in Trosky he hadn't been to yet and adopted more cabbage. This put him over the 50 cabbage mark. Yay! Now he could go to the wedding, after some required questing.
Where did I put that sausage?
Well, Hoosh doesn't look too good.
Worried.
I think I can help him myself.
You? Do not worry. You will be fine again.
Ooh, a combo finish. Yes.
Greetings. You stink. You know that.
Take that. Well.
Show your stuff!
You won't get me!
Fucking sorry! What's that? I hear a fight somewhere.
Henry was all ready to go to the wedding. Almost.
Can we go to Semine now?
Not so fast, Henry.
The sword's ready, so what are we waiting for?
Are those your best clothes?
Aye.
Then get yourself something nicer.
Seeing that this is a wedding, his hobo-adjacent apparel just wouldn't be fitting and he wouldn't be allowed entry. So Henry needed to find some nice clothes. To get some nice clothes, he rode back to Trosky to visit the tailor.
I'd like a set of clothes for the wedding.
He traded all the bloody rags he had on hand for a few pieces of quality clothing. Was it enough?
Not great. Not terrible. Pick something better.
It wasn't enough. Okay, perhaps it was because Henry wasn't wearing any shoes. The tailor had no shoes to sell, so he rode off to Semine to talk to the saddler. But not before Hornet offered to duel him.
Let's do it.
Exactly.
Now I expected the two would go out to a field or something, but no. They just went at it in downtown Trosky, nearly cracking the skulls of passerbys in the local chicken population. Arriving in Semine, he traded for some decent boots at the saddle shop and rode back to Trosky for the tailor's approval.
Well, it's not that bad, but it's still missing something.
Well, son of a bitch! Okay. I haven't filled the next slot yet, so maybe a hood will do me good. Except I didn't know, as I had nothing left that the tailor would take on trade. So, I visited a few known bandit locations to get some more apparel to trade with.
Oh, my God! Oh. No, you don't. Show what you're made of.
Green and gold. Is he a Packers fan? Sir? Sir? What are you doing, sir? Oh, whoa, whoa, where did you come from? Well, you look at your nice clothes, so... What the fuck? Okay.
Trading some more bloody clothing got me that hood. Was it enough?
Well, it's not that bad, but it's still missing something.
Well, son of a bitch! It was at this point that the game finally stopped beating around the bush and told me exactly what I needed. 16 charisma. Looking at the inventory, I'd need to replace 2 of the pieces I had already purchased with better variants to hit 16. But once again, I had nothing to trade with. But it was at this moment that the Cabbages gave Henry another vision of my past Henrys, and I recalled the overturned cart that had some fancy pants clothing in it free for the taking. And after selecting a few choice pieces from that cache, Henry had the needed 16 charisma. Huzzah! One last time back to Trosky to get the tailor's approval.
What do you think? Can I wear this to the wedding?
Not great. Not terrible. Pick something better.
What the f- Sobering up must have lost Henry some of his drunken charm, but he only needed 1 piece now to achieve 16, and he traded the old trash clothing he had purchased to complete the fit.
Magnificent. I couldn't have picked a better outfit myself.
Can we go to Semine now?
Wasn't too hard, was it? You're looking quite spruce, in fact.
Having his 50 cabbage and some sharp clothing, Henry attended the wedding. A wedding where Henry had some drinks.
I'd love to have a drink with you.
To your health, Henry.
To yours.
Fed the poor.
Help us.
Something to eat, please.
You
man,
scruffy
God will
noble
pay you back
folk.
double for your charity.
Danced. Drank some more.
Let's drink to us, fellas.
Danced some more. Danced even some more.
I see, you naughty girl. Where?
I'll show you. Follow me.
And then he helped Agnes get through an ugly cry in the cellar. All was going well until...
Fight! Fuck off me! You wanna fuck the bride, huh?
Yet another fist fight. After that situation, the game progresses to a state where Henry's confined to Trosky Castle, and all his gear and beloved cabbages have been stripped from him.
What about my things? You took everything away from me.
So not much to do here except stare longingly into the castle shitting hole, wondering if he could fit a cabbage through it. But soon enough, that quest was done, and Henry had his cabbages back. There it is, my cabbage boys are back, baby, 53 cabbage. But before setting out, I made sure to talk to Ulrich for a very important quest to help stop demons from infiltrating the castle.
Demons? Quiet! I don't want to cause a panic.
A quest that would give Henry free reign to the castle and unfettered access to those shitting holes. Castle shitting hole, here I come. Where is it? Where's that shitting hole? Come on. Oh! False gods! It's a false hole for false gods! We're gonna check the other one. Come on, go down the hole. Go down the fucking hole. I'm so upset. I am so upset. They don't go down. This is the most I've ever been disappointed in a video game. Honestly, the most. All I wanted was one cabbage to go down the fucking shitting hole. No. Oh, man. But while Henry still had that complete access to the castle, he took a moment to wander the windy halls looking for any piece of literature he could get his eyeballs on. It may look like I'm breaking the no theft rule rummaging through these cabinets, but knowledge wants to be free and multiply, and none of those books walked out of Trosky with Henry, so it was merely some light borrowing in the name of scholarship.
I took a look at Herring, and?
Henry rejected Herring the horse because he is Team Pebbles.
A nice animal, but I'll keep my own.
Then he set off to Nabokov, where he met a nice woman named Clara, who took Henry out into the forest and educated him about how Cabbage Patch children get pollinated.
I hope they didn't hear us in the fortress.
Should we stay a while longer?
No.
Now, I'm sure by now some of you have been screaming, "What about Mutt?" Yeah, what about Mutt? Well, before I kicked off the point of no return for Trosky, I went out to go find Mutt. Henry may not be allowed to kill animals, but thankfully if he just uses his fist and feet to kick the shit out of the wolves, they don't actually die, and the Lent achievement is preserved.
You fucking sucker fleas! Look what you did!
But Mutt, being an unlenten meat eater, will not be coming along with my Henry for the rest of this journey. So I sent him back to Zhelyov for some R&R.
Mutt, to Zhelyov.
After a little more group combat training...
Too slow!
I feel quite hungry!
How much for us? Mercy!
And another night on the bottle, it was time to get the Kuttenberg. Henry kicked off the point of no return by teaching Johanka about the great Cabbage poets.
I'm no good at poetry anyway.
That's enough talk, silly. Embrace me.
Before riding off into battle. The stick and Cabbage held their own in the chaos of the ensuing melee.
You'll pay for that. Good. Show your stuff. Cash! Peace!
Henry and his stick did so much better than some of the more well-to-do participants, and before he knew it, Henry found himself in a boss battle. The game was unkind enough to betray the way of the Cabbage and rudely forced a slash-damaging sword into my Henry's hand, but I was able to swap back to the beloved stick to give Zishka a good paddling.
I'm not afraid of anyone but God Almighty. Fuck that!
Whoops. Well, on the second attempt, I made him feel the wrath of the stick. Then, dialogue,
Holy shit!
plot twist, yada yada. We're on the same side, and boom! Henry is burying corpses from that battle with Father Godwin. But before we can continue on, Father Godwin showed Henry an amazing new piece of high-tech weaponry. The handgun. Ho
My God, this really is a diabolical contraption.
This was new. This was scary. This noisy stick took 2 hands to wield, and on paper only did blunt damage. So was this Cabbage legal? Another council of the Cabbage was called, and the Cabbages, not wanting to be known as Luddites, approved the use of this technology, but only the usage of the round ball, for it resembled the shape of the sacred cabbage. And with this new tool at his disposal, Henry went to bed. Oopsie poopsie! The boys got attacked the very next day. Now, stick fighting in the ramparts? Yeah, that was cool and all. But when Henry was instructed to start throwing stones at the enemy, oh, he had a better idea. Yeah, that didn't work. But bing, bang, boom. The battle was over and the boys were back in the dungeon with all the sticks and all the cabbages once again removed from my Henry's inventory.
About time, Catherine.
Catherine broke them out and gave Henry a useless little stabber before setting him off to do a boss battle with Mr. Toth.
Wait, Henry. I'll give you my knife. I won't need it here.
Huh? Strange. I suppose it was nothing. Do what you like. Take your revenge if you can. Drown me in blood if you want.
Now, the easy way out involves using that useless little stabber on Toth, but that was no good in the eyes of the Cabbage. So I tried to fight, only once again to be given a stupid sword to use. But this time I didn't have the stick in my inventory to fall back on. I tried to see if I could run upstairs and retrieve my inventory before dealing with Toth, but the door to the room with my stick was locked up tight. But Henry naturally has one more weapon that takes 2 hands to wield and only does blunt damage to fall back on.
You with your father's sword. I'll skewer you with your father's sword. Bad luck.
Toth was KO'd and Henry got his cabbages back. But on the way out, he looked at the now open window and wondered if it could provide the joy that the magical barrier on the castle shitting hole denied him. Oh, one went out! One went out! One went out! Oh my god! Oh my god! Fade to black. Kuttenberg. Oh. That wasn't scripted. Okay. At long last, we find ourselves entering the Kuttenberg region. Now, my goal for this playthrough isn't to merely collect 500 cabbages, but to beat the game with 500 cabbages on hand. And in the Kuttenberg region, we have 20 more main quests to do to beat the game. But really, the point of no return happens on the 12th mission, so that is the point where I'll need to have my 500 cabbages. And to pace myself, I'm also adding a loose cabbage requirement to start each main mission. Henry arrived in Kuttenberg with 63 cabbages, so adding a 40 head of cabbage entry fee for each main mission lands us at 500 cabbage before the final string of missions. The first mission, The Sword and the Quill, is all just dialogue while you are confined into Sukdal, but as Henry already had his 60 cabbage entry fee, that was fine. But what I didn't remember was that upon completing the mission, you are immediately thrust into the next one. So that's why I said loose cabbage requirement.
He's had it.
Listen, lad. Look at that basket over there.
What about it?
The cannons are not there, but there is something better. Booze. Be a lovely lad and fetch it.
If I drink it before I give it to him.
I didn't find anything there.
Oh, Lord, what are you punishing us poor sinners for?
Can we get back to searching for those weapons?
Give me a moment. Such misfortune.
So after following Kubienka around for a while, we arrived at the ambush. And I'll admit, I was a bit worried. When I reached this point on my first playthrough where I was using good weapons, this battle ended up being the hardest damn fight in the game for me. So here now with just a stick with the lowest stats in the game, I thought I was going to be in for hell. But maybe it was the cabbage tier fighting skills I've developed using the stick. Or maybe it was the fact I knew this was coming this time around, so I juiced my Henry to the max with every buff potion I had on hand. But whatever it was, I cleared that battle on the first attempt. Yay! But Henry was low on food and started looting the corpses for their pancakes. But with this particular collection of carry-on, like, every single one had some booze on hand. And the rules are the rules, Henry. So getting blackout drunk and waking up next to a stream somewhere finally gave Henry a break in his mission. So I figured before I return to the quest marker, I better go cabbage hunting to get to the 100 cabbage entry fee before I continue it. And the best place to get cabbage in the Kuttenberg region? Why, it's Kuttenberg proper! So I realize I'm an hour into this video and only have 60 of the 500 cabbage goal. But I think things are going to speed up quite a bit now that we are here in Kuttenberg. See, back in Trosky, there were only 4 grocers, and only 2 of them ever seemed to have cabbage on hand. But here in Kuttenberg, oh my god, look at all those grocers! So much cabbage glut, they just leave them on the street! Oh, so much cabbage that some have turned purple! What an amazing place this is! Kuttenberg.
I'll have a look at the wares.
And as I suspected, acquiring 40 more cabbage in Kuttenberg through some wheelings and dealings was done very quickly. The cabbage mongers only want different types of food, herbs, and a few random knickknacks in trade for cabbage. Herbs are off the table because of the Cabbages rules, so do I just hope to loot cups and pancakes all day to get my cabbages? Oh, no, 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 no. There are enough general traders in Kuttenberg that will take just about anything I give them and convert it into a non-groschen currency known as dried beef coins. Dried beef being a great exchange currency, as it isn't priced so high that I might not be able to make a zero-sum trade for cabbage with it, but also as it is dried, it doesn't decay in my inventory, thus preventing a total value collapse if I can't find cabbages to trade for a long stretch of time. But anywho, I traded for my 100th cabbage from the woman in Sukdal before heading back to the den to finish the mission.
Whoa!
Show yourself! Sorry me! Try a little!
It's a wonder that you're still
Maybe I shouldn't have gone through a pot of it.
Whoa!
Greetings! We need more people. The three of us could just about make an infamous cabbage stealing band.
The f*** did you just suggest, sir?
Show your stuff!
Such a young, hard-working, talented fella you are. Too bad I'm not a few years younger.
What was that? So it's you?
During the grind to 140 cabbages, I figured that if I was adopting all these unhomed cabbages, then maybe I should work on providing them all a nice home to live in. So I went ahead and started the Legacy of the Forge DLC, and after wowing the Blacksmith Guild Masters with my Henry's incredible ability to craft a stupid sword, Henry was given ownership of this shitty old forge. It ain't much to look at, but it's an honest home. It takes a good amount of coin to spruce it up, so the Cabbages are giving Henry permission to use the sales chest for added home renovation funds. But he is only permitted to sell dumb swords that he has kludged together himself in that box, and all materials for those swords must be acquired via the established pipelines of looting and no-coin bartering. Oh, display hooks. Oh! A free cabbage next to a fish. Unexpected. Give me that.
Shut your mouth, deceiver!
Don't yell, it's not the end of the world.
You slug! Bad luck!
Good afternoon.
I'll have a look at your wares.
God, Jesus Christ. Help. 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 Pebbles. Sir? 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 Someone called the church. I think we've got some Satan in town.
True blood! That's you, bastard! Show what you're made of!
Do you have any idea what this means?
At 180 cabbages, I started the quest Via Argentum. I wasn't expecting much challenge as I entered the mines looking for miners, but then it went ahead and threw a familiar curveball at me.
You'll have to dress like a real nobleman. If you don't have anything of the sort, visit a tailor in town.
For it seems that once again, Henry was required to play dress-up before he'd be able to have a little chat with Baresh. Now, I have long since traded away the clothing I wore to the wedding, so it was back to square one. So once again, I needed to go out and smack around some bandits to acquire clothing to trade with. I started horsing my Henry back to Kuttenberg after stripping that first group of bandits when something amazing happened.
What? What? Did you... Hold on. What the...
I've been bumpering this horse.
This is not my doing. These are just sitting here. What the fuck? Henry is about 8 cabbage tall. Okay, time to pick up a cabbage from the bottom. Cabbage Jenga? Oh my god! Cabbage Jenga! Whoop! What if... I don't mean to disgrace the cabbage, but... we need to know.
After that amazement, I traded for what little clothes I could and made a pass at Baresh. But he wasn't having it.
A poorly dressed yokel like you should only talk to other yokels.
I needed more clothing. On the second thrifting spree, I came across a big group of well-dressed and well-armored deserters hiding out in a barn.
Attack! Come and help us! Useless. No. Now you're Now you're gonna die. Alert! To
For God's will!
After they were dealt with, I had plenty of goodies that I expected to be enough to trade for a nice outfit. But all these goodies had me very overloaded. What am I, one to say no to a good strength training session? Hell no! Thus, the long walk back to Kuttenberg began.
I'd like to do something about that price. Here. Plus a bit
After
on top.
wheeling and dealing all that loot, my Henry now had a fit, earning him 23 charisma. Will that be enough?
Greetings, Master Baresh. I'm Henry of Scallis.
Nice clothes. You've got good taste.
Thank you, Goodman.
Yes! Yes, it will be enough! Huzzah! The mission continued with a few beatdowns before Henry found himself in a deep, dark mine shaft, needing to play stick with several angry men. Now this was probably the most annoying battle in this entire playthrough. The small space made it very difficult to navigate around the group to beat them down slowly one at a time, and since the stick is a two-handed weapon, I wasn't able to hold my torch, so in order to see what I was doing, I needed to keep the fight confined in this one little room that was lit. I don't know if there was a way to talk my way out of this battle, but I didn't care to find out. I wanted to win this fight. And ultimately, it only took me like 6 attempts to pull off.
Have you had enough, Buret? Mercy! For Christ's sake.
Now to grind up to 220 cabbage and get the devil's pack back together.
You're in for an ass kicking, you piece of shit!
Hello? Sir? Sir? Oh!
Whoa!
What the? Henry?
Hey, what do you get, fish face? I just look around for something. What happens? This cock-up come back. Everybody can shit himself. You do know?
Ugh, this is disgusting. What did he say?
The next quest had a cabbage entry fee of 260 cabbages, and I was somewhere around 240 at this point. But looking at the upcoming quest list, I seem to remember a few of them leading up through Exodus all being strung together. So I figured before I bothered with another main mission, I was just gonna go and sit my cabbage ass down and grind my way all the way up to 380 cabbages before I started taking a French leave.
You got to stand up to this!
For glory and carnage! Die!
The finest mugs! Mugs for sale!
Pebbles, what are you doing? Pebbles! Pebbles!
Horse like that must cost as much as a farm.
Jugs here, big and small, jugs for sale!
I'll drink to you tonight, friend.
Oh, will you? Well, somewhere around the 300 cabbage mark, I was offered a quest by the Kuttenberg miners to go find their stolen pole with St. Anthony on top.
Thanks. I'll be careful.
Now, do I think this game can be beaten entirely with an unpoisoned wooden staff? Well, with enough juice and enough safe scumming, absolutely. And like I said, it's already been done with the wooden sword. Same shit, different bucket. And furthermore, do I care if I can prove it can be beaten with just a wooden staff? Well, since I've already permitted the black powder cabbage launcher, you know my answer is no. But even if I hadn't, the shitty stick journey would have ended right here at this mill where I'm bonking these fools. For the newly liberated pole of St. Anthony is in fact a two-handed stick that only does blunt damage. The second worst stats on a stick in the game after the wooden staff, in fact. But far more importantly, this stick is, in my humble opinion, the funniest weapon in the game. And that is what truly matters at the end of the day. So I'll accept another slight upgrade in the weapon damage in the name of now being able to bonk people with a little statue of St. Anthony. Go get him, Tony!
I feel quite hungry! That's one of them. That bird. Beach harbor.
Gonna stop!
I've come about your St. Anthony.
Aye? How'd it go? Have you got our stung?
So all those Cumans I drunkenly slapped around with Tony left Henry with a lot of loot. So I thought, sure, why not splurge a little bit and pimp my pebbles?
What do you have for sale?
Although in hindsight, I probably should have bought the green horse clothing to match the color of Cabbage. Oh well, you can't win them all, Henry. Back to the grind.
My life is cursed.
My name is Henry. And you could say I'm in the service of Sir Radzig Cobbler.
What? Guy in the background.
I feel quite hungry!
Let's see what we have here.
Yes, a lot of meat.
Catherine, wait!
You hellspawn! No!
Having bulked up to over 380 cabbages, it was time to sneak in the Malachov to break Hans out. Henry had a nice chat with Rosa, who told him how to find the hole that will allow him to sneak into the castle.
Restraint, valiant knight.
Wow. Oh. Stuck. 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 Can't get out of the cabbage hole. Oh my god, come on. Come on, team. There we go. We're gonna rescue Capon. Woo!
Once Henry made it through the hole and past the shaft, it was time to find Hans. Now, as I haven't been training any stealth, I was worried I wouldn't be able to sneak in.
Enemy in the fortress! Sound the alarm!
And I was right. Henry was immediately busted by a castle cop. I figured, sure, I'd see how many I could bonk before they took my Henry down.
You're no match for us, fucker! Jesus! Over here!
Punishment by the blade. My bill.
I'll beat you to a bloody pulp, fucker!
I feel quite hungry!
No, you don't. The pillory's too good.
Down. Yeah, whack you! Rip your ass open! Punishment
by the
You wanna try me?
Don't think I won't
For
cut you.
glory!
Show your stuff.
Well, shit! I didn't actually expect to beat the entire castle garrison to death with a stick. But also, they broke every piece of armor Henry was wearing. So I found Hans, and he was all, wah, 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 I'm too scared to go through the shaft. Go find a way out the front gates. And
What? It's just a passageway.
well, considering the massacre Henry just performed, that would have been a quick and pleasant stroll. But I don't much like Hans's rich boy entitled attitude.
Enough of this shit.
So we made him take the tunnel.
Well, now nothing is preventing us from taking that passage. Carry his lordship to that passage. I will be right on your heels. Pour l'amour du Christ. To the passage, quickly, before Monsieur Hans comes around.
Free at last!
I wasn't immediately thrust into the next mission and had some free time. And so, since Henry just lost all his armor in that skirmish, I figured I ought to go find a new kit. And lucky for him, he had an outstanding stolen goods quest for the Blacksmith Guild right nearby.
I can smell smoke from a campfire.
Huh?
Huh. I'm gonna teach you a lesson, asshole. Alert! To arms!
Are you yanking my pistol? Don't fuck with us, you wretch!
I yield. Mercy. God damn it, this wasn't supposed to happen. That fucking murder.
Which fucking murderer? Haha, this one? Sucker. Well, with that settled, Henry had Rosa inspect his new outfit before heading out to do the next 3 quests that he had acquired enough Cabbage tickets to enter.
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace.
But, hey! What kind of donkey is this?
That was a close shave.
A little too close. Oh, fuck me. Do my eyes deceive me? Henry!
Hey!
Thank you for everything.
Sheeps. What are you doing? What are you doing? Sheep, stay out. What? No! Oh my god, I thought. No! Oh no, Henry! Okay. We are amazing.
Good morning.
Show me your wares.
At 420 cabbages, I returned to the Devil's Den to start the next mission.
Taking their time again.
But first...
Oh, Hans. Oh, I can't squeeze them anymore. Hans. Well, look at this. You know, what is a hot bath, a hot water?
Greetings.
No, don't get out! No, I want to make you into a stew! Hans! No, I was making Han stew. Come on. Don't you want to be soup?
Well, what do you think?
Get back in the stew.
Teach you how to shoot.
Get back in the soup.
Then maybe.
Oh.
You'll see.
Bathmaid 2, what are you doing? Hans, that was the shortest bath I've ever seen, and you didn't even stay in long enough to become my soup. Or stew, whatever. What's the difference? Meat?
Well, making Hans soup wasn't part of the mission, but what was part of the mission was riding from the Devil's Den to Sigismund's camp. But unrelated to the mission, I was starting to have a little cabbage concern. As stated earlier, 500 heads of cabbage weighs 700 pounds, well more than Henry can carry by himself. And by this point, Pebbles was already up to max capacity holding 220 heads of cabbage, and Henry is starting to feel the squeeze of trying to juggle so much cabbage with the rest of his inventory. I could go and trade for a better saddle for Pebbles, but hot damn, saddles are expensive. Grinding for enough goods that the saddle man would take on trade might also be a huge undertaking in itself. And just blasting horses until I find a good upgrade would, violate the Lent achievement. I was content to just let it go as is and have to fight for every pound of inventory space. But during that ride to Sigismund's camp, I once again drew near Opotovitz and, well, word on the street is that there is a free saddle with max capacity hiding somewhere in that town. So sure, why not have some fun and try to find it?
Huh? That weapon won't help you, bastard! Alert! To arms!
Ooh! Got gunned.
Now when I say try to find it, I really mean that. I knew it existed via like Reddit posts or something, and I knew a key would have to be found to open the chest with it in it since I haven't been training any lockpicking, but I never came here on my previous playthrough and haven't looked up its location. So my Henry had a grand old time undergoing some guerrilla warfare on Opotovitz while looking for that damn key and saddle.
Bloody pulp fucker!
What? Buddy. Okay.
Huh?
Yeah.
Skeleton.
Yes, give me the key. Give me that key. Thanks, Skelefriend. Dragon saddle. Yes! With that task done, storing cabbage should no longer be a concern. And with only 80 more to acquire, I smell another montage.
What are you doing with? Stop fooling around!
Henry? What are you doing here? Oh, you've come up with another plan, haven't you?
What are you doing here?
Who the fuck are you? My name's Henry, sir.
I know you.
Can I get a cabbage in the cannon? That is the question. No. No! No, no, cabbage fit in the cannon. Oh, this game is so anti-cabbage. Just kick it, kick it, kick it.
Yeah!
Well, Sir Stibor, one problem is cleared up, and another one takes its place.
Oh, I jumped a cow.
You want to try?
I'll rip your arse open! Fucking hell!
Show me your wares.
Nothing but trinkets. What's
No! Sorry.
I'm ready. For anything.
Really? You haven't taken much steel with you. This is how you want to go into battle.
I have everything I need.
Now you're mine!
Oh, my lady! Anyway, I think we're all done here.
What can I do for you?
Show me your wares. Show me your wares. What do you have for sale? Show me your wares.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, here we go. I have 489 cabbage. We gotta meet my girl over here who sells 11 cabbages. Lady. Oh, your wares. Yes, yes, yes. 11 cabbages. 11. Oh, how much beef coin do I have? No beef coin, but it's venison coin. Just as good. 2, 7. I need about 7 of these. 1.4. Have a dried chicken, lady.
I'd like to do something about that price.
I suppose we could give it a try. You see? I knew we'd come to an agreement.
Oh my God! Henry had done it! Henry had accumulated 500 heads of cabbage while using a totally arbitrary set of rules to make the process extra tedious. Truly, this is one of the greatest Henrys to ever have Henried. Oh, he started from nothing and through sheer determination had found a home for 500 unhomed cabbages. Oh, let me show you the cabbage house that my Henry had built.
Megs. Hi, Mutt. Up around here, it's... Oh. Kevin, how did you get out? Let's put you back in your room. And here we have, for all those 500 unhomed cabbages, nice, brand new living quarters. Look how happy they are. Look at them. They used to be orphans, but now they're Henry's friends. Oh, this one learned how to sit. All right, let's put Kevin back. Boop. Well, there we go. See? But hey, Veronica.
But before we take these cabbages past the point of no return, there's something we must do. Remember way back when, where I found that unexplained stack of cabbages outside of Kuttenberg? Well, in hindsight, I recall that I did do a cabbage transfer to Pebbles while riding through that area, and I must have accidentally dropped them instead of transferring, thus causing that stack. Realizing that this was a power my Henry possessed, I practiced. In Grund, Henry stacked 26 cabbages.
Oh my god. I'm a god.
Then in Miskovich, Henry created a monument 235 cabbages tall. And then, outside of Malashov, Henry managed to mold this skill into a tower of defense from the Dry Devil to save those people from getting burned.
What's the matter? What's the matter? You stuck on my cabbage tower? You stuck on my cabbage tower?
But now, here in Kuttenberg, it was time for his magnum opus. A 500 cabbage tower thrusting itself up into the heavens. Go build it, Henry!
Whoop! Oh. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Cabot! Cabot! What the? Orb? Oh, God. Whoa! I got launched. Alright, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ugh. Come on, cabbages. We can do this. Stack. Yeah.
I could use this.
Yeah, you could. Alright, come on, come on. No, another.
Looky here. I reckon I'll take that.
Silk embroidery.
Those are my cabbages. Oh, 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 oh. We gotta call him. We gotta call him. Good. Oh. Come on. Jeez. Ah. This was so easy before. Come on, come on.
Hey, what's this we have here?
A cabbage!
That's mine now.
Come on, come on, come on. Big money, big cabbage. Stop! Oh my God, it's happening, it's happening, it's happening, it's happening. Grow, grow, grow my phallic little cabbage tower to the heavens! Oh, oh!
Come and take your pig.
It's just ever so slowly. It's beyond the view, it's cropped, I can't see it anymore, it doesn't render. But it's still growing.
Inexpensive but high quality. Pair while you wait.
Pears, delicious pears. Juice.
Jugs for sale. Fair prices.
Don't be shy. Come closer and take a look. Quality goods here.
Sir, sir!
Come to pa.
What are you doing? No! Oh my God! Sir! No wonder it's shrinking! Son of a bitch. How many is he gonna take? This is... Dude. Bigger.
This could come in handy.
He's taking all my cabbages. Oh my God. Have you had your fill? No.
Gotcha.
Oh, man.
Lucky me. I could use this. Mine. Come to pa.
You asshole.
God bless.
How many did he take? How many did you take?
But he finds out.
Those were first will be
Let him
last.
be! You'll kill him!
That's... I just want to see how many cabbages he took.
Kill him! Leave him be! You'll kill him!
10, 17, 21. This dude took 21 of my cabbages.
Last chance to surrender, you
So it was
piece
you.
of shit.
Was that you?
Never mind then.
Was that you? Why are you showing that off?
Usually there's only a small trickle running through here. Look at all this mess. I can hardly recognize this place.
And so here we are, my friends, at the end of this Cabbage journey, for there is nothing left to do but start the point of no return mission and ride off into the sunset with my 500 cabbages.
Are they gone? All of them?
Aye. It's over.
All right.
Fart.
I'll let you in.
Right up to actually playing the final story missions, I had just planned to do one more montage of some zany cabbage tossing antics to close out this video. But that's not how things actually played out. See, there's a bug in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 where if you have a few beers and then sit down to play a session, you can easily select New Game instead of Load Game without really noticing. And then when you select your playline for this unwanted New Game, expecting it to show your existing saves, they all just get immediately deleted from the hard drive, and then from the Steam Cloud backup if you close the game before realizing what's going on.
Pee pee poo poo. Very well.
Now this didn't happen to me here and now, but when it did happen was about 9 months ago when I got to this point in the game on my first playthrough. So I've never seen the end of this game yet, and I've been really good at avoiding story spoilers, so from this point on, I had no clue what the game had in store for me or my cabbages.
What? What idiot is doing that?
So this is why my Henry is still wearing the waiter outfit in the clips that I've been playing. See, in the Italian job mission, there's a moment where Henry is given a set of Italian plate armor as a disguise. And since my Henry was stuffed to the gills with cabbages, when I got this armor, it made him very overburdened. But this new armor was much nicer than the trash he had been wearing, so I just discarded his existing kit. But little did I know that when the game gives back control to Henry, this disguise armor is gone. So I had nothing in my inventory to wear except for the waiter's outfit. And all the soldiers he had to kill in that mission were labeled as Rob instead of Loot. And the rules are the rules, Henry. So when it came time to choose if I wanted to battle Eric, I was doing so with no armor. But whatever. Maybe what this playthrough needs is an actual Dark Souls-esque boss battle. So I rode out to meet Eric and decided to use that OG shitty stick for one last hoorah. Fucking beat him in third person. Wasn't expecting that. But being bamboozled out of my armor was the minor heartache of not knowing how the end of the game plays out. For once Eric was defeated, the game progressed to being attacked at Sukdal, an attack that ultimately led to being besieged. And this is when the greatest bamboozle to ever have happened.
Looking at me. Do you need help with anything?
Of course I do. With everything.
We've gathered up all the supplies we could find. but it's not enough for a long siege.
Maybe you could tell the others to try not to bleed too much.
Or just to die straight off and get it over with.
But if you have any injury...
Or, cabbage them! I brought so much food, everyone can eat cabbage in this siege!
Zizka has orders for me.
Take care, friend.
And don't forget we're here. If you happen to fall off the walls or get an arrow in the arse, come see us.
Okay, so replay this on a new save and walk up to them and drop the cabbage before I talk to them for that clip.
I've come for food.
For sure. Here, full ration. You cannot fight with empty belly.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. You can take that sausage back. Look at the sausage. Look at the sausage.
Great. How are we with supplies?
Not bad. We put all in heap, hired hands counting it. With supply from you, not bad. Not bad.
I'm not happy you were rummaging.
So you won't hoard your food?
They took my cabbages. They took my fucking cabbages for rations.
Christ! Pardon
Christ,
me.
yes. I didn't make it this far in my last playthrough because I accidentally nuked my entire saves, so I didn't know that taking all of my cabbage was part of the plan. God damn. Fudge. And that, my friends, is how I wasn't able to finish the game with my 500 cabbages. I played out the rest of the game cabbageless, hoping that maybe, just maybe, the game would restore my inventory after the credits rolled and Henry was free to explore once again. But alas, the cabbages were gone. But they will never be forgotten. But I did get that Lent achievement! Yeehaw! Wow, what a story that was! That was by far the longest playthrough and amount of editing I've had to do for any video on this channel. So if you've made it this far, you know what the right thing to do is. Smash all those buttons. And if you now have discovered a new taste for massive collections of food in a medieval setting, perhaps watch this video. It is the very first high-effort playthrough I ever did that I posted 3 years ago, and as of posting this, it only has like 6,000 views. So maybe if enough of you go and watch it, the algorithm will pick it up and give it its day in the grand cheese hole.